Despite the government's attempts to rid the road of anything eligible for an MOT with their scrappage scheme, you can still get quite a lot of classic sports car for under £4,000. And if you need to persuade the missus that it's a good idea, there's still plenty of options with rear seats as well, so you can take the family out for a Sunday afternoon blast. A quick internet search will show TVR Tasmans, Ford Capri, Scimitar GTEs, Lotus XLs. But what about a classic Porsche? Well, 944s and 968s have recently shot up in value, so if you're looking for a piece of Stuttgart that won't rid you of your weekends and your bank balance in restoration bills, your options are diminishing by the day. But what about a 924? A car that deserves more respect than it's given by Porsche enthusiasts for more reason than one. And of course, you can put a bumper sticker on your Mondeo that reads, "My other car is a Porsche." What's not to like? The 924 is actually the car that saved Porsche. In the 1970s, Porsche needed to appeal to the masses to top up the coffers, so enlisted Volkswagen Audi to develop a sports car that would keep the appeal but drop the entry requirements. That does mean the 924 was the first front-engined, water-cooled Porsche, and it also means you get a fair few nods to VW around the place. But while those two facts have put off the die-hard Porschists, they've helped to keep the prices low until now. And that means that I get to review a classic Porsche that the majority of people watching can actually afford to go out and buy. That's pretty cool, right? But crucially, like all good Porsches, the 924 is perfectly capable of putting a smile on your face. There were essentially four models in the 924 range. The NA, or naturally aspirated entry-level model like this one, has a 2-litre 125 brake horsepower engine that it shared with the Audi 100, hence the VW tie-up. Then came the S with the 2.5-litre Porsche engine that it shared with the early 944. 150 brake horsepower from that one through to 170 brake horsepower if you plumped for the 924 Turbo, a quickly appreciating car now, with its louvers in the front grille and the bonnet, and its lattice wheels. Then you get the homologation special Carrera GT, a car which, quite frankly, is more expensive than a lot of 911s, so it doesn't really fit in here, but it does show the pedigree of the 924. This car has near 50-50 weight distribution, owing to its transaxle, which basically means the gearbox is under the boot floor and balances out the weight of the engine and gives very precise race car-like handling. You know what, ignore the funny looks from the Porsche purists. Look past the price, this really is a proper sports car. The interior shouts 80s sports car with unmistakable Porsche tombstone seats, dials everywhere, and the rev counter rotated in typical Porsche fashion. There's also plenty of kit, and thanks to Volkswagen technology, most of it will still work too. For the full 80s driving experience, get those pop-up headlamps popped and dig out the power ballad cassettes. The Porsche 924 then does everything that the equivalent 2+2s of the era do. It's also a sound investment if you look at the 944, the 968 and also the 928, and there's great smile per pound value from this car. And let's be frank, it could be rubbish and you still want that badge in your life, wouldn't you? It wouldn't read so well on that bumper sticker on your Mondeo if it said my other car is an MGB GT, would it? No. The time has come for the Porsche 924 to come of age. It's no longer just a signal of intent on your way to 911 ownership. Now this is a sports car with the character, the history and the performance to hold its own. And you want one, don't you? I thought you might.